you become privy to sales that I have and other things that I offer to those that are exclusive to my mailing list. So there's a benefit to being there. Okay. So tonight, I was going to talk about one thing, and then I changed my mind because it is the holiday season. And so what I want to talk about is treating yourself good at the holidays. um, I actually, this is one of the first holiday seasons in a long time since I was a little kid. I actually am in the holiday spirit. I'm actually enjoying the jingle bells, enjoying all the holiday lights, kind of feel that kind of happy feeling that everybody else always used to feel. And I was wondering, why don't I feel it? And so, in the spirit of the holidays, I decided that I would buy myself a gift because I had a TV, and I'm going to put it on the video. I forgot to tell you, you can actually watch this show live at spiritmediumtv.com, which is a riveting, let me tell you that. But in the middle of that web page, there's a live feed of me. And I'm going to show you what TV I had. I'm going to put it on my cell phone here. You'll see it in a moment. So hopefully you can see that. I can tell if you can in a moment because I'm going to go to a screen that lets me see what you're seeing. Oh, there you go. Yeah, you can see that. See that TV there was, well, let me see. I got it in 1999. This is 15 years old. At the time that I bought it, it was state of the art, a 36-inch, and it was hot stuff. It's not hot stuff now. And so I got tired of like watching TV shows and being the only one that couldn't really see the wide screen. So finally I decided to go ahead and indulge. And what I'm showing you now on my smartphone is a picture of a 60-inch, which doesn't look like much really from the phone, but you get the idea. So I finally broke down and got myself something. So I recommend everybody to, besides getting things for other people, give yourself a gift. It doesn't have to be material, but it's just a reminder, the holiday season, to be grateful for everything we have, to remind ourselves to be forgiving of things that are not going our way necessarily. Why do we want to forgive? Because it feels good to us and it helps us. Okay. Yeah, it's nice to forgive. Okay, it is nice to forgive. But also, when you are holding grudges, you're stopping and blocking your abundant flow. So remember to forgive. Always remember to forgive and be grateful for everything. The more grateful you are, the more you will receive. And get yourself something. Get yourself, even if it's just a day off to play hooky from work, or a day off from your parenting duties, or whatever it is, or a special date with your friend or what have you, your significant other. Remind yourself to do that, because this time of year is a time when we all get really, really burdened with giving to others but not giving to ourselves. And we also get tired, very, very tired. So remember to take a break. Remember to give yourself something. And as I open the lines, I might be asking some of you, what are you giving yourself for Christmas? You may not know. I'll put you on the spot. Okay, so right tonight looks like we might be doing mostly live readings, but I do have Renee who's waiting here and patiently in the queue, and she does want an other side connection. Hello, Renee.
Hi, how are you?
A little crazy, actually. I didn't expect all those little glitches at the beginning of the show, but I'm doing good. I'm doing good, taking it in my stride. So where's area code 262? I'm curious.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Brr. Ooh.
Yes. Not too bad. We're in the 40s, so it's not too bad.
No, that's not. That's not, actually. I guess the rest of the country is probably not in too bad a state as well, at least because, I'm in Florida, and during the winter we get a reflection of what the temperatures are elsewhere. So today it was like around 80 during the middle of the day and sunny where I am. It was a quite beautiful day. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, Renee, is I'm going to see who's there for you on the other side, and I'll come back to you with a broad stroke of that character, and then we'll see where we go from there. May I do that, please?
Sure.
Okay. Now, I really don't feel anyone jumping out at me. I feel father figure or male. I feel a male to you mostly. That's the first thing I kind of felt. But it's just sort of soft. The energy is really, really soft. So just give me a moment. There's also female. You know, of course, every single person has a male figure, a father figure, and has a female or mother figure in spirit, pretty much. You know, I mean, if your grandparents are still living, then you have great grandparents. It's kind of a safe thing to say, but I just want to say that's what I'm feeling. So what I'm seeing is a man. Oh, okay. It looks like a Dapper Dan. Okay, it doesn't look very tall. Okay, it looks like
Hmm.
okay. It looks like he might have liked to dress up and dress well. And the particular image he's giving me here is like a little bit of a bow tie, actually, if you will. And he might have liked to wear. I hear the word pop and like father, like pop. Like maybe that might have been a nickname somebody had for him. If he's not your father, maybe it's a father in the family or father-in-law, something like that. And he shows me himself with a hat. He shows that he had originally brown hair. It's closely cropped, and you know mid level complexion, medium complexion, if you will. Does this sound like a broad stroke of somebody you would know, please?
Um, no, I don't know anybody that would like to dress up.
Okay. Now, when I said Dapper Dan, you said, mm-hmm. Was that because this, whatever, when I said Dapper Dan, did that resonate for you? You're just listening.
No, it it resonated for me, but the hat and that, I don't know that he would ever have worn a hat.
Okay. See, because I noticed that I do a lot of this these days, and when I say like 10 things right and one thing wrong, it kind of we falsely go off the scent. We get
Hmm.
misled. So let's go back to Dapper Dan and everything but the hat. Okay? I think he was,
Okay.
yeah, I think he was trying to emphasize the idea of Dapper Dan, or you know, somebody who looked good in clothes. He's not, and also the thing,
Hmm.
the turning point was when I say he's not that tall. He's got a compact physique. Is the way he's presenting to me. His brown hair. He's not showing me the top of his head because he cared to show me that hat on his head, which maybe he'll take it off and show me what's under there, but I don't see the hair right now. Let me see what else I can get. You might want to handle that phone while I look to see who we've got on the other side. Okay. And again, I told you before you said pop. Remember that? Pop. Uh,
Yes.
okay, pop. Okay, there's something in the chest area. It reminds me of heart failure or heart issues for this man. And it's kind of interesting that he would show me heart issues. Can you?
So sorry.
No, that's all right, honey. So I want to ask you, do you understand the man you're thinking of to have had heart issues, please?
Yeah.
Okay. And you understand him to be of compact physique. You already said that, not too tall, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Right. And the hair is a beautiful brown, actually, in its original color. And they sometimes show me the original color rather than an aged color. And I don't understand what age he died at yet. I'm only giving you what he's giving me, which is a brown that has a lot of gold in it, almost like a chestnut brown. Okay. Do you understand the hair color
Hmm.
to be like that? Okay, good. And
Yeah.
also, he shows me that his hair had some natural wave to it, like a texture to it, if you will. Do you understand him having a little bit of wave to the hair, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Fatherly type, fatherly image, smiles a little bit, even features, nose, the nostrils go up a little bit, straight nose, round or a soft kind of tip to it, fuller lips, a good looking man, a little bit, just a little bit of the Walter Matthau kind of thing. Don't ask me why, but they're showing me Walter Matthau, so I have to have to tell you that. You understand the lips and the nose maybe on that side? Can you
Yes.
envision? Okay, good. And
Yes.
he also says he was a brainy sort. He had a good mind and intellect. You understand that for dad or grandpa, whoever the pop is.
Yes.
Brains, okay, intellectual sort. I also see him going to work. Seems like more in a city area. He's carrying a newspaper under his arm. Do you understand commute for this person, please? reading the paper every day. He says he was always, there's a lot of stress in his life, but he loved his life. In other words, it was busyness. He had he wasn't one to sit around and chew the cud or whatever, or talk or whatever, waste time. He's fast-paced kind of lifestyle, smart, intellectual man. I see more of a city environment that he might have commuted to, where it looks like a building that it's taller, and there's like, what an office building would look like, with the sides of the building there's big glass windows kind of thing. So he's showing me that also. But we've already established it was a commute. We've already established that he was reading the newspapers, intellectual, smart man. Also good sense of humor, he says. And now he's laughing a little bit, because he's also trying to remind me that he was also a handsome man. He says he loves you very much. He loves you very much. He's so happy that you've given him a chance to come in. And he does something which is kind of funny, and I don't really know what to make of it. It could be symbolic or it could be literal. But he actually does a cute little dance step for you. So he might have literally danced, or he's just trying to show you that he's happy that you've allowed him in this evening and that you understand that it's him. I'm not going to ask you to confirm that because it's equivocal. It could go in two directions there. So he's very happy right now that you're talking to him and that he has a chance to speak with you. He's also showing me that in the family you have somebody younger. It's either your child or a sibling's child. It seems to be younger generation there. I believe it's a boy. Do you have a boy, honey, or do one of your siblings have a boy, please?
One of my siblings has a boy.
Okay. Well, he just gives me that as further evidence. Now I'm going to go to a personal Okay, there's also something about your mom or a mother figure being there with him as well. So it doesn't have to be exactly your mom, but it could also be grandma, but there's a female with him that's mother figure as well. He says the heart failure came on suddenly. There was no warning. He says that it didn't kill him immediately, but there was no warning beforehand. After that, he was not the same anymore. Do you understand, please?
Yeah.
Okay. And he says he got out of breath a lot. It was nothing they could do for him really. And he says after it was diagnosed and he was being treated, then he didn't last too long. He said he didn't last too long after it was diagnosed. You understand that, please?
Yeah.
Okay. And he tells me that he didn't want to stick around really to be ill because he's not that kind of person. He says that it was hard on everyone when he passed. Because, no one was really ready for that. Okay, dynamic one moment, next moment not well, next moment gone. And he apologizes for that, Renee, because he says that caused the family a lot of stress. There was no ramp up time, and he says he's the one that said to himself and to his creator, I don't want to be on earth anymore. I don't want to be half functioning. So he could have hung out longer, he says. He says, but he didn't want to be. And he's apologizing for that a little bit. Now, I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but he did bother to say that, so I want you to know that. He strokes your hair a little bit to soothe you. And just soothe you. He says, I'm sorry, my sweet daughter, for having to leave you like that. All alone without anyone to go to when you had issues and problems and you wanted to speak about your own life. You noticed that void right away. He's bringing me to tears. I don't mean to get that way, but I'm getting kind of mushy here. Oh, yeah, such a sweet connection. He's giving me flowers to give you, like a bouquet of roses, and there's also little other kinds of flowers in the bouquet just to give you something, a symbol of love. He says you always liked flowers. He gives you flowers to put in your bedroom on the dresser. Think of me at night. Is there anything else, Dad, you want to say to your beautiful daughter? Just that I love her very much. Is there anything you want to ask him, Renee?
No. No, that was very sweet and very that was good. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You have a wonderful holiday, and I want to thank you so much for calling in, Renee. God bless.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh my goodness, he got to me. Dad got to me. I'm doing the radio show here, guys. I got to keep it together. And I'm wearing mascara on top of it. Lord have mercy. Okay, let's see if there's any other side. Oh, there is somebody who creeped in. Oh, Danielle. There's another side. I give other side connections a little priority because those are the most needed. Okay, and I want to tell everybody else that's waiting for life questions. I love to work with you on your life. That's my joy as well. But I also want to give all of you the answer to your question right now. It's always the same thing. Of course, you're going to find love. Of course, you're going to find a job. You just need to focus on it. Of course, the psychic helps you understand what to focus on. Okay, I'm going to one other thing. If you haven't joined my mailing list to be in to win a free session with me, just go right ahead to the top of spiritmediumtv.com, and on the right side, you can enter the contest by joining my mailing list. Okay, going to Danielle. Hello, Danielle. How are you, sweetheart?
Hi, Laura. Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, love. I'm good. Danielle, by the way, I know Danielle. I've worked with her a few times before, and I know who's in spirit. You know who's in spirit for her. I also want to tell you something, a little tidbit, a little factoid, that lately I've been watching Home and Garden TV. I don't know why. And for no reason except I've been enjoying it. And every now and then they do something on Long Island, which is always exciting because I think of you. And I think of Brenda when that happens, all these places, people looking for beach homes and how expensive the real estate is where you are. Okay. So, okay. Okay. So now, you know what happened today is more of a mother figure for you than a father. Yeah, I figured as much. And also her mother, your grandma, is there also. Yeah. The first thing I want to say is the grandma seemed, whoever this is, okay, and it could be maybe a few generations back, but your mom's mom, I'm assuming it is, but if not, please correct me. But the woman that I'm seeing right now looks like she's really from the old country, okay, or she looks. Okay, she's wearing black, or it might be just symbolic, but she's old-fashioned. She's got her hair back. She's got a little bit of bow-leggedness to her. She's significant. She's scrunched down a little bit, maybe as the years go by, but there's a stockiness or a width to her, not real fat, but just a width to her, if you will. And she's wearing darker clothes. Okay, I don't want to say she's completely in black, but she's wearing darker clothes, wearing a sweater over a darker dress. The dress looks like it's brown or something like that. I see her in the house a lot, in the kitchen a lot. She's wearing an apron, and she's wiping her hands on the apron. She's always busy with this or that. She loved to take care of the home and the family, and your mother and the other family members as well growing up. She says she's here with your mother, and something about sister. You don't have a sister in spirit, right?
No, I don't, but that's exactly what I was calling for.
Okay. You mean that girl?
I had.
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I had a question about my own sister. So.
Oh. Wow, it is amazing. It is amazing. She says she's here with your sister. So I guess she just meant here with the answer about your sister. Okay, so go ahead and ask that question, please.
Well, I just want to know what I'm supposed to really do about this relationship.
Yeah.
It's bothering me.
Okay. Yeah, and this is okay, so everybody, I know she's a sister on Earth. And I was confused why grandma would be saying, I'm here with your sister. She means with the answer to your sister's issue, the issue with the sister. I also know, I'm revealing this for the purpose of background here and being ethical, that Danielle and her sister have had a somewhat controversial kind of relationship, shall we say. So let's see how if grandma wants to have any advice about that, because she seemed to be the one talking up. Hold on. She mostly she wants to talk to mom. Do you want to talk also about this? Oh, okay. Mostly mom wants to talk about it. Now your mom had dark hair and white skin, please.
Yes.
Okay. She's here. She's the one that wants to speak about it. I don't remember what she passed. I'm seeing if she wants to give me a few other factoids before I allow her to speak about this. She just wants to talk about it, so I'll let her. She says, you have to listen to your heart. You have to do what you think is right about it. She says, of course, I love you both, but your sister's not treating you correctly. I know she's not. She's hurting too, about her own issues. Your sister never felt good enough. Okay. She says, and that's where it's at between the two of you. Both of you seem to be struggling for the same loaf of bread. You don't feel like you can have the bread, and she doesn't feel like she can have the bread. In other words, both of you act like there's not enough to go around of anything. So she wants you to be the first one to realize that there's no limit to what you can have in life, that there's enough to go around of love, mostly love. She says she craves love on a level that you'll never understand. She's voracious for attention. She's like a black hole. She can't seem to get enough. And she'll take from you if she can. So what we'd like you to do, your grandma and I, is just give her the love you can give her, and then let it go after that, knowing that I don't mean to say this, but this is what Mom is saying, that she's ill inside, not settled correctly with herself. And so you have to, when you know somebody's not right with themselves, not set right with themselves, she says you have to love them anyway and not give too much to please. So set your boundaries, my dear child. Set your boundaries, and you will find that things will improve because you will detach. And that's the ultimate, she says, is to love without attachment, without looking for anything back. And when you do that, you will be okay in the relationship. She also said one other thing, which is I didn't have the time because there were so many things coming in to say, but she wanted to say that it's like almost as if your sister's skin doesn't fit on her body correctly, or she doesn't fit herself correctly. There's something about her that's always out of sorts. So try to give her that. Try to give her that understanding, and you will find in turn that your life will get a lot easier.
Okay.
I know it doesn't make it easy for you, sweetheart, but that's the best I can do.
I wasn't sure if they were like upset with me that I wasn't trying to like be her friend anymore. Like I just let her go, and I felt bad, but I feel better now. So.
Yeah, and you know what? From what I'm hearing here, it's what they say. There's a thing called Codependence Anonymous. I don't know if you've ever heard of that group. Have you ever heard of? Okay. And anybody who hasn't ever heard of them, it's like it's a 12-step program. It's related to all the other 12-step programs, but this focuses in on relationships. And one of the sayings to keep in mind for relationships that don't function well is to take what's good of the relationship and leave the rest. So that's basically what Mom's telling you to do, is to take what's good and leave the rest. Okay, and don't feel guilty. Okay, honey, don't feel guilty.
Yeah.
She's not right with herself. Yeah. She's not right with herself.
Okay, that's fine. As long as there's nothing else that I can do, that's really what I wanted to know.
Okay.
I've done everything I can do.
Yeah.
I'm good with it,
all right, sweetie.
You know that,
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Happy holidays to you, darling. Bye-bye.
Thank you, too.
Bye-bye. Bye. Okay, I do see we have a couple of more other side connections here. There's a Sarah who was dropped accidentally. Let's see if I can open her line. Hello, Sarah. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, yeah, there you are. I remember I spoke to you earlier. Oh, your call was dropped. Okay. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Are we really? I thought we were going to be doing a life question for you. Okay, so you want me to bring in somebody from the other side. Okay, let's go.
Ma'am.
All right. There is a father figure for you from Spirit. Let me see what I can get on him. First thing I get is problems in the lung area. I feel heaviness in my chest. I see a tallness to him, a height to him, like a length to his body. And I can't tell exactly how tall. All I see is like a slender length to him, if you will. There's a sadness to him. All the time is sadness, a quietness to him. He's a humble. He says, I'm a humble human being. I was very humble. He says, I never spoke big about myself. He says, I always tried to fit in, but I never was quite able to completely fit in. He says, I don't know what this all means, Sarah. I'm just giving you what I'm getting here. I just want to stop for a second because there's noise in the background that is throwing me off a little bit. What is that
Okay.
noise, honey? Can you quiet it down, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, appreciate that because when I do this work, everybody listening, it's so sensitive that anything that else is going on seems to affect me. Okay, so he's a humble human being. He says he taught you to be humble like him. He loves you very much. He taught you to be humble like him. But now that he's in spirit, he says he should have spoken up more for his own needs. He says, and he wants to encourage you to do the same. He says being loud is good. Being loud is good. You don't ask enough for yourself, Sarah, he says, this father figure for you, and he wants to encourage you to do that. He's going right into personal message before I had a chance to fully develop him. But what I'm going to do before I finish it, well, that's his personal message so far. He has stopped a moment to let me continue. I just want to say, do you understand a person in spirit who's a father figure to you, or a father figure in general, that had some length to his body, slenderness, didn't speak up a lot for himself, was rather humble, had breathing issues? Do you understand this for anyone you would know, please?
The only person I can visualize is my older brother.
Then it could be him, definitely. So, yeah.
Slender.
Yeah. And was he very humble, like that he didn't speak up for himself? Because see, this man,
Well, that's possible.
yeah, because he's like not really. He's sheepish about himself. He seems to have had a rough life, this person, and that's why I was like having a little problem with it because I'm like wondering why is he looking to me like as if he looks rather sheepish. I'll put it to you that way, like as if he did something wrong or he didn't feel good about himself, but somehow like he's not real happy with himself. I'll put it to you that way, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then there's this breathing thing, like on the right side of the chest, a heaviness there. And I feel it again, as I just said, in the top of my chest, like somebody put their hand on my chest, pushing me down. I don't know how that it can be interpreted yet, but I'm going to let it go with your brother, or whoever it is. Let's just let it go for a moment. Uh, he was out of sorts a lot, didn't feel good about himself, didn't speak up enough for what he wanted in life, and always took the low road to get it. In other words, not taking a road of direct I want something, but more like hoping somebody would give something to him versus him asking for it or working for it or getting it himself. There's a sense here of inequality, a sense of inequality about himself and the world. He was beaten down a lot, and he didn't feel good about himself, and he had a long-standing depression. Do you understand that, please?
Yeah.
Okay. He says he beat himself up a lot about himself. He says he's sorry that he did that, Sarah, because it pulled everybody else down around him. Family was always worried about him. Family's always worried about him. I think he might have been a father figure to someone. I think he might have had some children. Do you understand, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel that under him also. But he wasn't a real good provider. In other words, money coming in. He says he didn't feel good.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't feel good about himself for quite some time. There's something about Calamity Jane. I'm trying to figure out what he means by that. Somebody around him always being in a calamity. His household was always in a calamity, he says, because there's never enough to go around. We're always out in the streets, we're out in the gutter, trying to survive, trying to do for ourselves, never enough to go around. He says, you were, Sarah, very generous with us as much as you could be, but it was always a mess. Everything was a calamity all the time, always a mess. He says, if I could do it all over again, he says, I would do it better. And as he began in the beginning about asking for what you want, going after what you want, he says, Sarah, he was trying to give you advice to do better for yourself. He says, but you're good. You do good for yourself. But you're humble too. You don't ask enough. So he wants you to get out and ask more for what you want. He says, do it, because I didn't do it. I want you to do it for me. I want you to be fierce in the world, and I want you to focus on what you want. He says, because I didn't do it for me, please, Sarah. Do it for me, please. There's a sense of his lungs and his body getting some kind of an infection or some kind of a bacterial thing that his immune system seems to be affected. That's a health issue that was going on with him. Do you understand, please?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like something that they could, like almost as if it's a staph infection that doesn't go away, something like that. And he's not getting proper medical care. And finally, it took its toll on him. So he kind of died of an infection that was in his body that wasn't treated properly. Do you understand, please?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yeah. He sends his dear love to you. You in particular, Sarah, and I'm getting choked up again. I'm wearing mascara. But he sends so much love to you because he's grateful to whatever you did. You seem to have helped him and his family as best you could. And also something about the burial or whatever happened at the end, or the cremains or what have you. You helped with that also. And he's very, very grateful for you being there. And he gives you tremendous thanks for being the courageous woman that you are. He says you don't have a lot to give around, but whatever you had, you gave to us. And I always want to thank you for sharing your loaf of bread with us. Thank you, my dear sister Sarah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, sweetheart.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm so sorry for your loss, my love. God bless you, honey, and take care, honey. Okay? All right, darling.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. Bye-bye. Okay. Well, that was an interesting one. Okay, I'm going to go to Crystal for an other side connection, and then I'm going to go. It looks like I will be able to take other callers who are waiting for live questions. Crystal, hello. How are you, honey?
Hello?
Yeah. Hi, honey. How are
Hi.
you? Hi. Tonight's a very emotional night for me. Each soul that's coming in is making me want to cry. I hope that yours is a little bit easier. What I feel, where's 843, by the way, love? Where's 843?
I'm calling from South Carolina.
Oh, how nice. I hope the weather's nice there. Is it nice and warm still, or what's going on in South Carolina?
It's like in the 50s. It's not too bad.
Okay. I do feel a presence of a female to you in spirit. Feels like a mother figure. Okay, let me just see what I can do. And then when I said it, I felt it before and it disappeared. So let me see if I can get that person back. It also feels like this person's not that much older than you. So she could also has a sisterly energy to her, if you will. So I'm going to develop it a little bit, and then we'll see where it goes. Okay, Crystal, 843, please come in. Spirit, mother. Okay, there's a mother here. And again, it could be grandma. When I say mother, it could be grandma or even a mother of a friend, but she's of a senior generation to you. There's a sense of her having brown hair. It's waved or it's set nicely. It's layers, not very long. It's on the shorter side. Oval. Oh, she's pretty. Medium complexion. They could show their hair at any time in their life. She's coming in a beautiful billowy white gown, very beautiful, like almost like an angel. When they do that, usually it means something from my perspective, the ones that have that kind of a deceasement. But first, let me talk about her face, which is on the rounder side. There's a square jawline, but the top is more on the rounder side. She has high cheekbones. She's a good-looking woman. She seems to have a fairer skin. I told you dark brown hair, not real dark. Well, it could be dark. It could be real dark. Sometimes I don't get the color right, but it's let's say a broad stroke of it is brown hair. And the eyes are on the lighter brown side to hazel, like a mid-tone. The eyes, the way they sit, the way I look at them. Graceful presence, loving presence. Ill for a while, not feeling well for a while. Stomach issues, bellyache in the stomach. Trying to clear her lungs a lot. Coughing. Oh my goodness. Do you understand this person for anyone, honey, from the broad stroke of it so far?
I think I do.
Yeah. Uh, oh, goodness. Okay, don't do that to me, please. I'm talking to spirit right now. I don't know. I think she was trying to use my vocal cords. Sometimes they channel right through me. There's a sense of her being fond, very fond of, I don't know what she means by that. Of course, she's going to be fond of you. If she's your mother or somebody close in the family, some fond of you. Okay, we know that. There's a sense, usually when I get this, a person like that looks like this, with a beautiful billowy white gown and all, like as if she's an angel coming in, usually they died of cancer. Do you understand this person who died of cancer, please?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's they don't always do that for cancer. Sometimes they'll just give me a feeling, but I've noticed that when they come in like this beautiful floating creature, it usually mean, I don't know why, but it usually means cancer. She says to me, you were the fruit of my loins. I think she means by that my daughter. Okay. You're the fruit of
Yeah,
my,
I know exactly
you
what
know,
you're talking about, and I know I know exactly what you mean.
okay. She says, "You are the fruit of my loins, the part of my heart, the dearest one in my life. I love you so much. I'm glad that you looked after me for a while after I fell ill. I know that no matter what you did, it could never be enough." She says, "Because it wasn't up to you, it's up to God." She says, "I slipped right through your fingers and everybody else's fingers around me." She says, "It wasn't long before I was sitting in the hands of God, resting peacefully with Him." Now, your mother, whoever this is, this mother figure, it seems to have this sort of beautiful biblical way. She laces it through her speech, of the way she spoke. I'm assuming that that was part and parcel of her speech vocabulary when she was on Earth. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful, lovely woman, kind-hearted, very giving and sweet. Uh, Now there's something about herself. I guess it's not your mother because you did say before that you know exactly who this is. But there's something about her being barren, like not having her own children. Does that fit the woman you're thinking of, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, she says she was barren.
She
Go ahead.
she didn't have children until she was 40,
Oh,
and she adopted a child, and so everyone in our family is relatively close. But she would always tell me that like I was her firstborn grandchild of her
yeah.
actual
Body, yes.
blood children. Yes,
Yes. And
she loved us all.
yeah, because she was saying to me, I was barren. Again, that biblical language. I was barren of my own loins. And that's the kind of something you'd read in the Bible. That was the terminology. I was barren of my own loins. She says, I love you all dearly. I love you all dearly as my own. And I love my child as well, my child that I adopted. But I love you all dearly as my own. You each took a part in my care towards the end, even if I only did hang around for a little while, or even if it was just a little bit. She says I wasn't able to come out of it once I was diagnosed. That was it. I slipped through everyone's fingers. She says, but I'm happy here in my new home. And I love you all so much. And I want to thank you so much for giving to me. So this woman is a very peaceful, very positive, very constructive kind of person, very loving and kind. She seems to show, well, she shows me underneath you that you have a daughter. Do you understand, please?
Yes.
Yeah, she shows me these, family members and all, just to give there's something about her and family and offspring and all that's very important to her. She says, you know what I mean, Crystal, you know what I mean. She says, yes, family is very, very, very important. She wants to thank you so much for allowing her through this evening. She was waiting for you to make this call. She was just waiting for you to make this call. She says, I knew you were going to do it. She says, I'm glad you got the courage up. She says, now that you see it happen, it's not that bad, is it? So you must add a little bit of maybe not sure you're going to do it or not. I'll call this show or whatever. And she sees that and is grateful that you did take the plunge, Crystal. Okay, my dear?
Okay.
All right,
Thank you
honey.
very much.
Thank you, love. God bless, honey. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now I do believe I can finally get to some life questions. And I'm sorry to keep you all life people waiting. We have Sherelle. So I'm going to go to Sherelle. Sherelle, honey, what is your...
Hi.
Hi, honey. What is your question, my dear?
Hi. Yes. I was wondering, I heard I talked to you last time regarding me and the Michael, and I was wondering, do you still see us getting an apartment together?
Okay, Michael and Sherelle getting an apartment together. Yes or no?
The
Yeah.
Michael.
Huh? What'd you say?
The Michael.
Duh, Michael?
The Michael. Yeah.
What am I missing here?
The DA.
Duh,
Okay.
Michael. Okay, duh, Michael. The answer is yes. And it's not going to take that long. It looks like right after the holidays. And I'm also hearing that you did plan this with him, so you don't need to keep checking on it. It is going to happen. Just as you thought, just as you said, just as he said. It's already in place. So it is going to happen just as you're hoping. And it feels to me like it's the early part of this coming year. Okay?
Alrighty. Thank you.
You're welcome, honey. God bless. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, going to Selena. Okay, 949. Hello, Selena. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing okay. Thank you.
Thank you, love.
I have a question, but yeah, I was just listening to your show, and I'm like, well, even though I'm going to ask this question, maybe someone on the other side is going to probably come in and answer this question. I was not in the greatest of mood, and I was listening to you earlier about like some days you have to just take a day off and relax, and that's what I did today.
Perfect.
Took the day off, and yeah, and I just wanted to see, do you see anything, good happening or some changes happening for me in a positive way in the next couple of months or so?
Okay. Positive in general.
Or just things that might be happening for me.
Yeah, sure, honey. Hold on one second. I just need to connect for you. Okay, first thing is you'd need an attitude adjustment, as you already know. But there is a sense of despair, forlornness, like 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 you just hit rock bottom. So you do need to take breaks like you're doing, and you need to be constructive with your time. You have to rebuild your life like rebuilding a bridge that collapsed or a structure that collapsed, one brick at a time, one piece at a time. And with this, you will find that the trend will change because it's a trend. Sometimes people's lives spiral downward. Okay, and they want, why do all these things go wrong? Like a domino effect, you know what I mean? One thing went wrong, and then a whole series of things trickle from that. So what you have to do is just what you did today, because you're starting to say no to all of this and putting your foot down, and you're starting to say, I'm not going to accept that anymore. I'm going to put my life back together again. And so one little step at a time, one little choice at a time. It's up to you at this point forward. From this point forward, it didn't seem up to you when it started, but Spirit is telling you it's up to you now to just take the horse by the reins, or the car by the steering wheel, or the boat by the mast, and make decisions as you move forward that are firmly grounded in good versus bad, self-care versus not self-care. And one of the reasons they're telling me this is because all those things that went wrong were like a big fire engine going off for you, or a big siren going off for you. It's a wake-up call. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. So when you go through this kind of a thing in your life, and this is true for everyone, it's there. Our souls created it so that we learn how to construct our life. It's like a wake-up call to take responsibility. And again, I'm not saying you didn't. It's just a wake-up call to learn.
Well, it wasn't me necessarily. I'm divorced, and I still have conflict with my ex in regards to her son. And he just frustrates me because I just want to get along, but I can't make him get along with me.
And so, it's just out of exhaustion of, trying to communicate in a proper way with him. And, and then I just get frustrated in regards to like finances and stuff because, I do a lot of work with special need kids and stuff. And it's just hard sometimes because I'm trying to figure out my direction. I have schooling and stuff like that. And, I just needed to rest for a hot minute.
Yeah. So, but what Spirit wants you to know is that all of this happened because, I'm not blaming you, but everything that happens in our life, we set up for our own awareness and consciousness expansion. That's what we do it for. It's on a soul level. So what this did was it helped you become aware that you're in circumstances you don't like to help you decide what you're going to choose now. We can't choose, by the way, until we're made aware. A lot of people think we have free will. Well, we don't have free will so long as we're reacting. This happened to you. You set it up, so now you're going to choose. You're going to choose better. So it's up to you to choose better. It's up to you to choose to take a day off or time out. It's up to you to choose how you're going to navigate the waters that you're in, the particular life path you're on. So from here on in, things are going to get better so long as you keep making those choices. It may mean that every month you have to budget with only so much money. And then if you don't have enough, you're just going to have to make do. That's a choice. But from here on in, you're going to be making better choices. And that is going to reconstruct your life to a situation that is much more agreeable to you. So I know this is odd for a psychic to say this to you, but I'm a new psychic. Not the old fortune teller type of psychic. And new psychics show you how to make your choices so that you make your life the way you want. This is a wake-up call to show you that you have more power in decision making than you realize. So go ahead and take that power back, my dear. Okay?
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
honey. All right, love. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right.
Bye, honey. Yeah, I'm sorry for the wordy answer and the length of it, but it is a new way of looking at things. Is that we have more power. I'm helping you, everybody listening, to know that you have choices. There are no victims. Everything we've set up for our growth, which is even the horrible things that happen to us, and believe me, some things that for me personally, they've been horrendous, but it was all there to wake me up on some level so I could make a choice and make my life better. Okay, I'm going to go to Ashley at area code 408. Hello, Ashley. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm really good. Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. I guess you're in Georgia. Is that 408?
408, no, the Bay Area in California.
Oh, wow. Welcome to the show. So let's see. It's the 4:52 p.m. where you are. Almost 5 o'clock. Okay. Shouldn't you be in your kitchen cooking dinner?
No, I'm actually at the tail end of my job, and then I'll be home.
Wonderful. What is your question, my dear?
My question is, right now I'm starting to work on my career. I'm really focusing on it. I can feel getting pushed to really narrow things down, and considering going back to school.
Okay, wait. Let me say something. Yeah. I just want your question, because if you give me all the background, which I'd love to talk with you, but then you're going to ruin your answer because I'll know everything. Right. Okay, you influence me then. So go ahead and just try to give me your question. Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay, my question is, what should I focus on in order for me to fulfill my life purpose right now?
I hear focus on yourself first, your needs first in the moment. There's day-to-day needs and one foot in front of the other. Don't try to plan 5-10 years out until you've planned 1 minute out. So you kind of like have a big picture, but you don't have the little picture. So they want you. You need to be more practical in your day-to-day needs. You do need to cut some corners. You need to pull in the budget a little bit. You need to pull in what do they call it? Pull in your bootstrap or pull in your belt. get yourself ready. It's like battening down the hatches, whatever the saying is, because you're getting ready to launch, and you have to be more succinct in your use of resources, money resources, personal resources, everything. You do need to rest more also, they're telling me. And you also need to invest more in your own education. So everything kind of goes together. And so like it's like winding up a spring, and then like getting the education, spending a little less money, getting yourself, making sure you're not spending a lot on a rental or home or what have you, because you're getting ready, right? You're getting like a caterpillar in the cocoon right now, and you're getting ready to launch to the butterfly. So pull in the bootstrap. Pull yourself in economically. You do need to still develop yourself a little bit more. Now, did you want to know what your purpose is, or you have? Because I feel like you know what it is. You're just not sure how to get there.
Well, I'm not sure what my purpose is. I do know that it's to help people and to be some kind of spiritual coach, a life coach of some sort. But I just don't know exactly what, because I have so many different passions, and I feel like going to school is going to help me just focus on one thing at a time.
Perfect. So that's what you need. So do that then. Like I said, you need to get more education, and you need to get less pie in the sky and more here and now. Spend less. Spend less, save up some money, because if you are going to be a coach, and I do feel you will be, there will be a time where you're going to probably need some, some funding, in the background. But right now it's time to experiment a little bit. I'm going to see if Spirit will give me a clue, and then we'll go on to the next. In other words, what the focus would be for you. Hold on. What I hear is, interesting, LifeSpring. Now, there is an organization called LifeSpring. I guess you've heard of it, haven't you?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, look it up when you're done. But it's like helping people shift from one phase of their life to the other. Okay, and there's also a lot of psychology. You're very good with psychology, which can be part of that. But you're going to be focusing in on life transitions. Which is exactly what you're doing now. you're okay. So that's what you're.
So true.
Yeah, and that's why you're being groomed for life transition coaching by going through a transition yourself, which is a beautiful thing. So enjoy every blessed moment of going through the excitement of transition. Okay, and reinventing yourself as you move forward, and take notes, because this will all need to be reiterated in a systematic approach to helping others. Okay, my dear?
Okay, thank you so much. And LifeSpring, you said?
Yeah, look up LifeSpring. It's like I don't really, I'm not endorsing them, because personally I really don't like them. But the reason, I don't really care for that approach, because it's very formulaic, and it's like, I don't know, it's like you go to their thing, and then all of a sudden you come out the other end perfect. No, there's nothing like that. Weekend and you're perfect. And also you have to stay in the same room for hours, like 15 hours. You're not allowed to leave to go to the bathroom, and then there's something about that breaks you down so they can build you up. I don't believe in that personally. It's not I wouldn't go to that personally. It's everybody's choice. But the point of it being that you could be a life springboard coach, where you help people spring from one lily pad to the next. So that's the way I want you to look at it.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay, dear?
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ashley. Thanks for calling in. Bye-bye, honey. Thanks. Bye. Okay, I'm going to go to Candace, and then this will be our last caller for today, probably, because we only have a couple of minutes left.
Hi,
sweetie. Just give me your question, and don't give me a lot of background, because I don't want to ruin your answer.
Okay, I wanted to, I just recently started talking to a guy, and we had this
90 seconds.
Okay, Candace, just give me your question, not the background. Okay.
I wanted to see, what do you see this friendship
going? Do you see a future with it?
Okay. It's going to work. It will work over time. Now, any prediction I make is also subject to free will, but as of right now, I do feel he is interested.
60 seconds.
Okay, sweetie? So it looks like it's going to work for you. You just need to be patient, and you also being told that you need to represent your interests better in a calm way. Just keep stating what your goals are, what your interests are, and don't come off as being too needy, just being who you are. That's going to help the relationship develop properly. I don't feel that it's going to start out in a courting way where he's going to be courting you and acting like a boyfriend, this or that. He's going to more act like a friend or a brother, but eventually that can turn into something romantic. So for now, it's going to seem a little odd, but then it's going to develop. Be true to yourself, be true to your needs, and don't let go of them, because that helps shape the relationship. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, honey. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, love. Bye. Okay, I want to say thank you
10 seconds.
There's a recording in the background that you might not hear if you're listening to the radio, but you do hear it if you're on the YouTube video. In any event, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. And if you would like to be in the contest, just join my mailing list. Just go to spiritmediumtv.com. Upper right-hand corner of that screen allows you to join my mailing list to be in to win the monthly winner-free session contest. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.